Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm gonna take a little bit of time to talk about the Square Enix presentation, which was meh. I mean, there were a lot of things that really did get me excited. For example, well, I'll get into it eventually, but I'm gonna go through my list. I have my fancy notes this time. Let's talk about Just Cause 3. I never really played Just Cause. It just never came up to me. I never came up with the idea of playing the game, but after seeing the trailer, some things are really interesting in the game. Some ideas are pretty cool. The one thing that I don't like about what I saw is that it's just like a destroy everything simulator. That's basically how I see it. Really cool ways to destroy everything, but in the end, it feels that way to me. They started talking about the upgrades on the grapple hook, which seem really cool. Basically, you can now use the grapple hook to attach things to other things. You can attach a guy to a barrel and make it explode, and the guy goes pooh, and he goes all the way into space, I guess, or he just explodes all the way up there. It was fun to see what kind of things you could do, like for example, using the grapple hook to start pulling off a radio tower. The very beginning of the trailer, they show this tower that basically tore apart every last piece of it. So yeah, there's that. Moving on into a new game that I never heard before. It's I guess it's pronounced Near, which funny enough looks to be a PS4 exclusive, because by the looks of the trailer, the only game company logo that I saw was PlayStation, which makes me kind of surprised why this didn't come in the Sony presentation. Then again, I don't know the details about that. There's not much to say about Nier except this guy. This guy showed up, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" It was. I don't even know. I don't even want to know where this guy came up from. It looks like the guy from that anime School of Assassination or something like that. I haven't really seen it yet. Maybe I'll eventually start watching it, but I don't know what's going on in there. The game is being developed by Platinum Games. Um, we have absolutely no idea, no updates. They showed this trailer, looks pretty interesting. Looks Final Fantasy, might be action. I don't know. I don't know anything about this game, so there's not much I can say. Then they started talking about Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, the new Lara Croft game coming out. They didn't talk about gameplay per se. They were more showing some of the details, graphical details that they're bringing into the game. Cool stuff, to be honest. You could see the level of detail that was being brought into the game. You could see the detail on the fleece of her jacket. They mentioned that when it snows, you're gonna see the accumulation of the snow on your shoulders, on her body. How the character has been detailed to a really extreme level. You could even see the pores in the skin, the scars from previous games. She can get dirty, she can get bloody. I like that girl. That's my kind of girl. And then the Square Enix Montreal team showed up, and they were starting to show a little bit about something that came up from the ideas of Hitman Go and Hitman Sniper, and that was a Lara Croft Go, which seems like they said it's a turn-based. For to me, it looks like a puzzle game. Definitely a mobile game though, following the same route as Hitman Go and Hitman Sniper. Pretty interesting? Not really. It's a mobile game. I find it really hard to take mobile games seriously, but the game is there. Then they started talking about the remake for Final Fantasy VII. Nothing that we haven't seen before. It was already discussed in the Sony presentation. Um, the only thing that I could highlight about that is that they were having problems with it because the first part of the presentation was not translated. Of course, that most of the showcasers in this specific showcase were mostly Japanese, so they were being dubbed over the stream. The first part for this was not translated. That was a big bummer. I just would have wanted to know what he was saying, but you know, I don't speak Japanese. Then they called into the stage someone from the Kingdom Hearts developer team, and the crowd went nuts. I'm pretty sure they were expecting Kingdom Hearts 3 at the very first, but it was not. Actually, it was something different. It was Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, which is basically Kingdom Hearts going a little bit more kawaii than usual. It's a mobile game. It feels like a JRPG, turn-based, of course. It's a tie in between all the games and Kingdom Hearts 3. So we'll see what is that is all about. And then, of course, they start talking about Kingdom Hearts 3. I have to say that, wow, I was mind blown by Kingdom Hearts 3. I know that the game was already announced way earlier. I knew that the game was already out there, the fact that they were making it. I didn't see any content before. This was the first time I saw anything about Kingdom Hearts 3, and it was just ridiculously good. The game still feels the same way it always has. It's an action combat RPG. They were hyping the crap out of it, that's for sure. And I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have a lot of expectations to live up to until the game is released. The combat system, because I never played Kingdom Hearts 2, so I'm not entirely sure there are any differences, or this is completely new. But for me, this is new. It's they have some new weapons or abilities that they come into the game. Is like just mashups from skills between all your teammates, and abilities like the train that just goes crashing into something, or you change your weapon into pistols and start shooting and everything. It was pretty good. It was really nice to see something like that. The graphics are looking amazing. The main character is, of course, the same guy as always. I don't even remember his name. It's not Sora. I'll try to figure out this stuff. I'm doing this live just right after the presentation was over, so my mind is like all over the place. But you'll get my drift. After Kingdom Hearts 3, they started talking about Hitman, and we had already seen a little bit of Hitman during the Sony presentation. Although, if I recall correctly, we only saw a trailer and that was it. There was no actual talk about Hitman. Except this time we actually saw what the game was. We didn't see any gameplay, but we saw what the game is capable of. It's just like any Hitman game. It's an assassination game, but it's more streamlined, more open, more sandbox. The approach, their main goal is to open the approach for every assassination. They say that if you have to kill somebody, you will have an endless line of ideas of how you want to finish your target. You can do it in a brutal way, like stab the guy with an axe on the chest, or you can be more subtle, like they say, master the art of assassination, like use a poison. You have like many ways to approach. It's just like the way you approach the problems. Like you want to get past a security checkpoint, then you're gonna have to knock out this guy that might have some outfit that you can wear, so you can get past that checkpoint. But some NPCs might not be so easy on you. They might like recognize that you're not part of this. It's quite interesting, actually. I'm pretty curious to see where this is going to go. Then, of course, the game that everyone has been waiting for, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Kind of disappointing, I have to say, to be honest. I mean, I'm not disappointed about the game itself. I'm disappointed at what we see during the E3. What we saw, what was shown, was absolutely nothing new. Absolutely nothing. We know the game is running on the new Dawn engine. That we know. We know that Adam Jensen is back. We know that he was part of a new organization, and that augmented people were suffering from a kind of segregation. or the way they put it on during the presentation, a mechanical apartheid. So there you have it. That was the Square Enix presentation. The only good things that I can like really talk about the game were probably just because by the sheer level of explosiveness. It's like playing Chuck Norris in an open world where you can destroy everything. That's basically it. For God's sake, even the guy was riding a rocket. It's wow. And then of course Kingdom Hearts 3. But then it's all stuff that, aside from mobile games that are not really interesting to me at least, then you have things that we already saw. So that's it for Square Enix presentation. Thank you all for watching. I'll be working on the Xbox and Sony and Nintendo presentations. They're gonna take me a little bit more because I missed a lot of parts, so I would have to rewatch them and then give you my reactions, but they will come. Thank you very much and I'll see you soon. Bye.